I'm Dr. Vélez-Maymí, and we are here at CAAMAS, and we are with Dr. Derrick DeSilva. Derrick, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Pleasure to be here.
You're welcome. What have you been doing lately?
Oh my goodness, I've been running all over the world. Literally, I've been all over the world. In Dubai, I've been in Dubai twice in the past 2 months, and just working on some new projects there. Continuing with the world of hormones and peptides and supplements. So lots of exciting things coming up.
And how has been the acceptance in Dubai of these trends of peptides, hormones?
What a great question. You know, the issue all over the world is this. Everybody knows that there's a role for hormones, there's a role for peptides, there's a role for supplements. But unfortunately, they don't understand the implementation. How do you start? Where do you start? What do you start with? And I think that's been the major obstacle. So it's what we were talking about during the conference. You know, I tell people, and you know, a lot of the doctors that speak, in fact, Dr. Lee and Dr. Martinez also mentioned, pick a couple of things. Right? It's the same thing with supplements. Pick a probiotic, a vitamin D, an omega-3, or a CoQ10, and start with that. Don't try to start with the whole pharmacy. It's not going to work.
What will be your step-up therapy? With what do you recommend that we start with? Nutraceuticals, you know?
I think that, and this is for me, right? This is how I approach any patient.
Okay.
We need, first of all, a good history, a good physical exam, which I think a lot of doctors miss, is what is the history? What are you really here for? And dig deep. I really dig deep. So I have to be able to say, I know what your diet's like. I know how much you sleep. I know what you do. I know what your activities are like. So I think that's the foundation, is a good history and a really good physical exam. And when I mean a good physical exam, I'm not talking about listen to your heart and listen to your lungs. I'm talking about a real physical exam, hands-on, that we learned in medical school. That's number one. Number two, testing. I think you really need to have, what are your vitamin D levels? You know, what are your omega-3 levels? Do you need to do genomic testing? Do you need to look at heavy metals? Do you need to look at toxins? Yes, all of those things, obviously hormones. After I do all of that blood work, then I sit down with the patient and I go through, what is it that you want to achieve? Okay. Are you menopausal? So do you need some hormones? Are you vitamin D deficient? So it's a process. And after I fix the basics, and I think one of the other things that I think a lot of people miss, and you're an endocrinologist, so you know I don't have to tell you this, is the thyroid.
Yes.
The adrenals. People, you know, they'll be borderline, you know, where the free T3 is 3.2 and say, oh no, it's normal. Well, it's not normal. It's not optimal. It's normal, but it's not optimal. So there's a lot that goes into this, and that's kind of my approach.
Excellent. And the other thing, not just the hormones, but we have to address the lifestyle modifications also. With what lifestyle modifications will you address first? That a patient that is alcoholic or a patient that has a job during the night, what you will recommend them to start with?
You know, again, depending on where they want to go. If there is, let me give you an example. If I have a 55-year-old woman who's menopausal, who can't sleep, and she works the night shift and she's a nurse, well, you know, that's a problem. You're already messing up, you know, your whole circadian pattern. Exactly. Melatonin's going to be off. Your circadian rhythms are going to be off. When do you take your thyroid medicine? It's a lot of that. But I think as far as lifestyle goes, it is the basics. How much water do you drink? What's your sleep like? what's your movement like? I try not to use the word diet or exercise because people start to hyperventilate before I even get done my question, or they're sweating because they don't exercise. But I get to those, and another piece that I really address is their connection with their significant other.
Oh, yes.
What is that connection like? Because if your home is not a stable environment, everything else is not going to work.
That's right.
So that piece, along with your spirituality, is for me a very important piece. I finish all of my presentations with the prayer of St. Francis, which is make me an instrument of your peace. And to me, that's a very important component when it comes to health and healing.
Thank you so much, Dr. Silva. What do we expect from Dr. Silva?
I think, it's been a real pleasure. This is the second time I've sat in on Dr. Martinez and Dr. Lee's presentation on peptides. I mean, I was doing peptides before, but I was doing them kind of, I'm going to do them where I really focus on hormones and supplements. But I'm really getting to appreciate their world of peptides, and really, that's all I'm reading about anymore is the world. I've read Dr. Lee's book, twice now, and I'm hoping he has a second edition coming out soon. But we'll talk about that. But anyway, I think peptides is the next 2026 going forward is what I think we're going to see a lot of.
Thank you, Dr. DeSilva. I'll see you next year on Monaco for this event. See you in more events, and we can share more time together.
Very good. Thank you once again for the invitation to be here. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.